Hello and welcome to this video looking at question 1 on paper 2. Now a reminder, paper 2 is looking at two pieces of non-fiction, looking at one thing in a different perspective. So each text will have a different perspective on a particular topic. Now at this point I want to draw attention to how important it is to really read the texts properly. This paper and this question in particular is really important that you read the text and that you know the text very well. A lot of students, what they tend to do when they respond to this paper is they read it and then they just quickly answer the questions. And the key thing about this unseen text element is that you cannot read it quickly and expect to get all the good ideas from the text. As you know, for doing things in English, that you usually have to read things again or in quite detail or slowly to get to the real big ideas that are in the text itself. And to highlight the importance of that, when you do a quick skim read of a text like these, what you can pick out very quickly are facts and information. And that's okay if you're looking for a very low answer. But what we need to get you to do is you need to read the text slowly with a pen, highlighting things, any questions, any words, because what's not obvious from a quick skim read are what the writer's thoughts, feelings, what the consequences of what they're talking about, their worries, their dreams, their reasons behind things, the perspective, and what's unique about their background. Those sorts of things you can only get from actually reading the whole text and reading it closely. So it's really important. So, the examiner wants to see that you understand all those not obvious things. And actually, you can tell whether a student's read a text very slowly and clearly because they'll refer to these kind of things. A student that hasn't read a text properly will just find facts and basic information. And so we need you to be looking at those not obvious things with these non-fiction texts. So to recap, there are 4 reading questions. And we're going to look at question 1. Now, remind you, question 1, this is the format. And really the question itself is just to make sure that you score some easy marks. It's kind of a nice, safe question to start off with. It ensures that you've read the text. And it's really the purpose of it is to make sure that you can actually read a text closely and carefully. Okay, we're just going to have a look at the question. Now, the key thing you need to do is look at where the examiner wants you to look for the answers. So here it says lines 1 to 17. That means within lines 1 to 17, everything you need is in that section there. You do not need to look at the rest of the text for the answers. And in fact, it might be true somewhere else or false somewhere else in the text, but actually the examiner wants you to see if it's true or false based on this little section here. So you have to be really careful. It might disagree with what the statement is later on, but you have to base it on what is in that little extract. So be really careful about that. You're looking for 4 statements that are true. Okay, that's really important when you're going to make sure that you only have 4 statements that you're marking as true. And obviously you've got some directions there that you shade in the circle of the ones that you think are true. And if you make a mistake, obviously you can cross it and draw a circle around the box and then go to one of the other ones. Now the question itself, and going through it, you've got a number of statements. So a little bit of advice is go very systematic and a methodical way, which means going one after the other. So look at A and go to the text. And this is really important. Lots of students go from memory, and our memory cheats and it tricks us. So often what students do is they go from their memory, they go, oh, I think that's true and that's not true. And then things they're not quite sure, they go and have a look at the text. A little bit of advice is is that for each one, you go to the text and you double check. So for example, A, the writer's son has just had his second birthday. You go to the text, lines 1 to 17. Can you find that information there? And you look at it, you can say, no, that's not true because it says he's just had his first birthday. So we know that's false, so you don't colour in the circle for this bit. And then go back to the next one and keep working back. So keep looking at the text for each one and go, is that right? And if you're not sure, then leave it, that one, and go to the next one. It could be when you've got your all four, then you can then go back and go, well, oh, that one I wasn't quite sure. Clear, that is false because I've got 4 true ones already. Okay. Now, quick little true and false for you. Okay, so what I want to do is just pause the video and see which of these statements you think are true and which ones you think are false for this question. Okay, so the answers are, so number 1, yes, this question is worth 4 marks. Number 2, you do not need to read the text quickly. All right, we know that time is really, really precious, but the problem is if you don't read the texts properly, what you're going to write down is not going to be effective. And as we said, that really we need to look for those not obvious things because those are what going to get you the higher marks. Number 3 is true. You will need to find 4 true statements. Number 4, the answers can be found anywhere in the text. That's false because, as we said, the question directs you to a certain part in the text, and that's where you've got to look. Number 5, you should use your memory of the text as much as possible. No, that's false. We want you to look for the evidence in the text. Don't go through your memory. All right, your memory may be great, but actually you need to look at the text to make sure that you've got it right. Number 6, you should work methodically through the statements. Yep, that's true, one after the other. Number 7, you should check the text with each statement. So look at the statement, check the text, go back to the statement. Number 8, the question will check to see if you understand the meaning of words. That's true. We have noticed that some exam papers will test you on your understanding of words. So it may not have directly the statement or it reworded, but they might use different words that will help you to understand whether it's true or false, that statement. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Do have a look at the other videos that we've got for you to help you with the different questions.